Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, I'm John, this is MacLeod, and welcome back to Medieval 2 Total War, where you join us. Well, we were supposed to be focusing on the Timurids. The Timurids have just shown up, but unfortunately, the Byzantines are being bloody stupid with me, which is the small force that's supposed to be holding Iconium, which is just, you know, some basic crossbow lads and some basic damaged Norse archers and some spear militia, not much at all, is being attacked by trebuchets and cannons and Byzantine infantry and dismounted Byzantine lancers. So this is going to be a little bit of an interesting asymmetrical fight to start off with here. They could genuinely win. So what am I looking at here? Yeah, they're coming from the north. They've got cannons and trebuchets, and these are just basic crappy stone walls. So the walls will go down and the towers will almost certainly be shattered too. So there's not really much point trying to even get units standing up here to keep these towers on, because they will destroy these towers. That's just unavoidable. So in which case, there's no point wasting the men doing that. Instead, I just basically need to hold out here on the plaza. Now, the Ribolt, however, can have a pretty good line down here. Quite there. That'll do. You guys just basically fire at anything that's coming down this here street. That'll do. But for the most part, what I need to do is, yeah, I need to use these spear militia to pin anyone that comes in here in place. And then I can use all of these guys to basically just shoot them in the flank. That's pretty much what my plan is at this point. I'll also have you guys over here just to basically, if anyone just kind of swings around this way, this guy can intercept them. And then the leader can just be over here ready to be committed if necessary. It's not perfect, but it's probably the best formation I've got going right now. So, first things first, they just blast their way straight into this city. With cannons and trebuchets, nothing I can do to stop that. All I've really got to do is defeat this here heavy infantry. And crossbows can do it if I can just keep them pinned with the spear militia for a while, which I should be able to do with that formation. And as I suspected, they're taking out the towers immediately, so there was no point trying to actually hold the towers. They've got enough ammo to take out all of the towers along here, so there was no point actually hanging around. In fact, they're taking out that tower rather than these towers. That's just weird. Yes, they are indeed obsessed with taking out various towers. Okay, now they're going forward, except they're bringing up the ladders anyway. Which is just quite frankly weird. On the plus side, at least they don't actually have a general with them. The general's unit is I think that's the dismounted Byzantine lancers. They are bringing up the ladders anyway. It's just odd. But alright, fine. You want to take the walls? You take the walls, you mad bastards. In they come. Right, slow it down, slow it down, slow it down. So, momentarily, my Ribolt should actually come online and hopefully be able to do some damage. Oh, they've got the peasants up front, irritatingly. Guys. Start firing, guys. Seriously. Come on, Ribolt, you've pretty much disappointed me in every battle you... There you go. Well done. Right, so, load this thing. Faster, please. Faster. Let's just get the Byzantine view of this. They've started running. The crossbows have started firing. The Ribolt is... There we go, it's doing something a little bit. It hasn't really done much, has it? I mean, they're technically wavering already. And they've broken. Good. So there's one unit already breaking. Oh, we've got a double break. Marvellous. So, good starting point. Good starting point. We've got a double break already. So that's actually worked better than I thought it was going to work. Fair enough. You know what I should probably do is I should bring the Ribolt back to about here. It'll still have a good shot, but then we can actually use the spear militia to pin them in place. So, the peasants that were sent up front just to test the waters have not done well. Coming up next, however, is more peasants. Good. In comes the artillery, and off naff the peasants. And behind them are yet more peasants. Good. I'm liking these advanced Byzantine tactics. I mean, these guys do not have enough infantry to just throw away this. These peasants could have been useful for keeping, say, my crossbows pinned while the heavy infantry took out these guys. If that's how I was fighting this fight, that's what I'd do. I'd get my heavy infantry to slam into these guys and pin them in place, use my peasants to try and actually distract the crossbow militia, and then also bring up my own artillery to provide a bit of covering fire. That would probably be your best bet. The peasants would still lose that fight, but it would keep the crossbows busy long enough for the heavy infantry to completely destroy the spear militia, and with the spear militia gone, the heavy infantry can just mop up the remainder. Oh, look at all that damage, though. Finally, the flipping Ribolt's doing something. Okay, apparently they're satisfied that they've actually seized the gates and whatever. At this point, I think, yeah, everything but the artillery is now moving up in a big block. And up front is more peasants. Good. That means there'll be a breaking unit not too far behind everyone else. So, Byzantine infantry behind them. Yeah. And this is basically fire at the peasants, because the bolts will go straight through and hit the Byzantine infantry behind them too. Then I just need to prepare to throw my spear militia straight at these guys, try and pin them as best we can. In comes all of the artillery fire, and straight away the peasants break. Byzantine infantry currently at 91. They are, however, very dependent on their armour for their strength. Bring these guys up a little bit here. Bring the spear militia up a little bit. And yeah, the crossbows are starting to do good work. You guys are all not on skirmish mode, right? Because I do not want you skirmishing. Right. You guys, pin these guys over here. So, at this point, they're down to... Yep, they're shaken already. Good. This is pretty much the perfect angle, because what's going on now is my guys are on this side. My crossbow lands can just basically shoot into this. These guys are just stuck at the back over here. The actual artillery is still firing, and now we can just cause the mass break. That's what I wanted to see right there. That is perfect. That is literally perfect. Good. I don't want you to commit quite that hard, though, because right now you don't have a good shot, or rather you're not giving these guys a good shot. So fall back just a tiny bit. Let them come forward onto the plaza. Let everything else actually start firing. And now, momentarily... And it's all broken anyway, that's fine then. Now, they might recover and try again, because they've still got like 92 strength in the Byzantine dismounted. Yeah, 50 in the Byzantine infantry. I won't pursue yet. Many don't actually have any flipping cavs, so I kind of have to let them go. We'll see if they come back. Yes, indeed, as I suspected, they are coming back for a second go, but now the artillery is shattering them the moment they actually get anywhere near to me. Nice. Now, the problem is, how am I actually going to win this battle? Because even if these guys naff off and leave the battlefield, until the artillery breaks, the battle continues. Now, me clearing out the artillery might be a bit difficult, because I've got no cavalry or anything that's even remotely good as infantry. In fact, in the end, we've actually managed to win this one with only about 50 men lost, which I'm very thrilled by. That was a good bit of positioning there. I'm very happy with how that turned out. I apologise if I'm a bit croaky today, by the way. I'm still recovering from a flipping cold that I seem to have had for about 3 weeks at this point. It just keeps coming back. Right, I'm trying to bring my troops up, and they're already bloody firing on me with trebuchets and cannons. This is off to a good start. Right, you know what? I'm just going to basically try and get into their dead range, just start firing at them. So you guys just basically charge forward and then just start firing at whatever you feel like firing at. So you guys just go over here and spear militia. You guys get right in front of the flipping trebuchets and whatever. Just reclaim the gates for yourselves. Marvellous. Oh, they might actually, yeah, if they hit me, they're going to cause trouble. Probably go into loose formation, please. Everyone into loose formation. That'll be a lot safer. Okay, we're losing quite a few men to cannon fire and whatever, but... These guys should momentarily be in a good position too. Yeah, just now. Start firing. Start firing. Start firing. And my spear militia, get around the trebuchets and hopefully stop them firing too. The problem is these guys genuinely might break. In which case, how do we win this fight? Because then neither side can actually flipping win. The crossbow fire is... Okay, the crossbow fire is starting to chase these guys off. That's good. And with one break, stop firing, you stupid bastards. These guys are wavering and broken. And one more unit will hopefully break momentarily. Yeah, these guys are shaken. We can just start shooting them in the back. That works for me. Yes, I think they're actually good. They've abandoned the equipment. They're running away. Marvellous. I think we've got it won. I think we actually took more damage at the end trying to actually move on their artillery than we took actually defending against the heavy infantry on the plaza. Marvellous. Nice, in the end only 83 men lost. Good result, I'd say. I'm very happy with that. So that little force gets driven back and the reinforcements can just go to the city anyway, just to make sure it stays nice and secure. And my priest turns around. Ooh, assassins coming in. Yeah, actually, wiping out Venice was good, because it got rid of all their bloody assassins. They had a lot of assassins on the map. So, fortunately, there's no actual general for you to assassinate around here. They might do a bit of sabotage, I'm not sure. And their guy has naffed off once again, not wishing to actually fight my reinforcing army. Not too surprising, really. Ah, the Moorish jihad's back on. It felt like they'd kind of given up on that. I think last turn they didn't actually move, but now they are back to moving again. Marvellous. And their fleet's attacking us. Actually, we've got a good fleet, so have they. No, clear defeat, unfortunately. We have to back off and repair. Now, I'm not quite sure where the Turkish jihad force is, by the way. Like, it went missing in the fog of war like 3 or 4 turns ago, and I haven't seen it since, so I'm not sure where that's got itself to. And the Timurids are, interestingly, not heading for Baghdad. The main force there is just heading in this direction. Okay, interesting. Possibly that's just the first wave and it's going to be a couple of turns before the next. Not sure. Yet more candidates for adoption. Never say no. And the council will award me with some military units if I assassinate the leader of the Timurids. You know what? I was planning to sort of have a war with them anyway. And once again, just one more place with the plague remains. It's just Mosul. Ah, we've found some more Timurids. Right, so there's more coming from the south. They've spawned in from a couple of different locations. I think we found the rest of them. Or at least the rest of the first wave. I mean, I think the Mongols were in the end about 12 full stacks. So it would not surprise me if potentially, yeah, that's how it's going to end up here as well. So we've got various people called the Pious here. So well done. And these units are a lot better as well. We've got a lot of rank 6 experience units here. But still, basically a similar composition to what we've seen before. Nothing too dramatic here yet. I don't think we've seen the elephants on the field. You will however notice that generally their generals are set up in the exact same way as the Mongols, which is the Mongols, almost all their generals had like 10 out of 10 or similar dread. The Timurids do the same thing. They've got really high dread. So your own troops will often suffer very severe morale penalties when fighting them. I might just have this spy moving up and down here, just in case, because I'm increasingly worried. Wait, hang on, why am I not getting visibility off that tower? No one else is squatting on it. That's just kind of weird, but alright. It's in my territory and no one else is squatting on it, but apparently I don't get to use it. That shouldn't be. Also, I totally see you guys trying to get over here and take Yerevan. No, you flipping don't. Or when I say no, you don't, possibly you do. Because I don't really have much to stop you with. Right, train some more troops over here, just on the off chance that place needs reinforcing. In fact, train some more troops should pretty much be my motto just about everywhere right now. The plague is obviously taking a heavy toll on all of these guys, so merge as efficiently as I can and then repair as efficiently as I can. Not much more I can do than that. Baghdad, however, is just screwed. There's like nothing I can train here, so go on then. I'll build some extra town militia just for fun. Actually, you know what? Extra spy. Let's just get spies everywhere just so I can always be following what these guys are doing. Right, rapidly throwing troops northwards. They were hanging out in Gaza. Acre's just about done with its retraining. We've got a decent force here. King Thorgild himself is holding the bridge to try and protect Aleppo. Edessa and Mosul will act as useful stalling actions, just for the time being. And I'm also getting more spies trained so we can keep an eye on this bit of desert, because some of these guys might just walk straight across the desert at us. Hopefully, they'll follow the roads and get caught up in Mosul and Edessa, but I can't really count on that, so let's just get more spies flipping everywhere just in case, because there might be more of them down south here. Meanwhile, with all the cities around here actually looking a lot more well secured, together with Thessalonica and also this army up here, yeah, at this point the Byzantines shouldn't be able to pose any significant threat, so I can just wait for the flipping jihad armies to show up and teach them a few lessons, because that'll be just hilarious to watch. And speak of the devil, in they flipping come. Already almost at Sofia. They're closing in, damn it. Oh, I'm so looking forward to that. It's going to be beautiful. Now, where the bloody hell did the Turks one go? I honestly don't know. They've just kind of naffed off somewhere. I have no idea where they are. Possibly, like, they keep changing their mind on which route they want to go because things open and close and... Oh. Okay, possibly that force is now trying to reunify. See, the source of the great bumbling, I believe... Oh, in comes more. Yeah, there's a bit more yet, by the way. I think they're going to take Baghdad. The reason why the Mongols bumble, or at least the initial bumbling, not the extended bumbling was quite a lot, but the initial bumbling was because they march and try and take something, but then more Mongols spawn in and the horde tries to reunify. So they march in one direction, then they see the horde coming in, so they march straight back towards the horde. And we've got... Are you good? You're good enough, sure. And that's a flash flood in Toulouse. Oh, there it is. There's the flood, marvellous. Apparently, like, we kept the chapel way out over here. Possibly it was like a mountain monastery. So let's just repair that, and we can't do anything to the troops, never mind. Apparently no one actually died in the flash flood. Good, good. I will say, what we've got is a lot of generals around this part of the world, and almost no generals in this part of the world. which is a problem. Because, yeah, we've literally got this guy, we got this guy, we've got the chappie up here, we've got this guy who's going to die in Mosul, and by the way, thankfully, the plague has finally burnt out. The Black Death is actually truly over, which is just a relief. But other than them, that's it. That's all we flipping got. So, also just keep building more. Keep building more town militias, damn it. Right, you get down there and keep an eye on that. Apparently there's just an Inquisitor here as well. Marvellous. This spy keeps an eye on the desert. And yeah, now I think we can actually see what's going on. So this is wave 1 of the Timurids right here. And we've got them pretty well surrounded by spies, which works for me. And I think we've got our first elephants. Those, however, are just normal elephants, not actually cannon elephants. Though, yeah, in this day and age, normal elephants doesn't actually mean they're not dangerous, because normal elephants still have guys with actual guns on top, unfortunately. So, yeah, these guys have actually they're holding rifles in their hands there. So, these guys have very much embraced technology. Very, very much indeed. Though I will say, though they've got a bunch of really super heavy cav, really good quality cav as well, their actual infantry is, to my mind, in some ways not quite as good as the actual Mongol. Because, say, the halberd militia that we've seen before, though it's nice they've got armor piercing, defensively, they are weaker than Mongol infantry. Though, of course, they're a lot better than, say, just the basic, what was it called, the Mongol foot archers. Because they had, like, melee 4, defense 1. But the Mongol foot archers at least did have long-range missiles, whereas these guys don't. So, honestly, I feel like in some ways, though it's nice they do have a nice proper bit of infantry, so they will never skirmish away from you, I actually do believe that when the Mongols got an army full of Mongol infantry, it was superior. Though they do have elephants, which is a nice thing to add in, certainly. Ah, there's something new I don't think we've seen before either. The Grand Bombard. Bloody hell, extremely long-range, massive cannon, marvellous, as well as the Naphaton, basically grenade throwers, pretty much. They've got anti-armor grenade throwers on their side. These guys aren't unique to the Timurids, though. I believe the Turks also get them. And there's the rocket launcher, making its return from being inside the Mongol horde. That also returns in this army. So you probably noticed, like, to my mind, the Timurids aren't just a really fun endgame challenge. They're also really just fun to fight full stop, just because they've got such a really interesting, unique variety of units you don't often see otherwise, which is really cool. But let's quickly talk about the elephant in the room. So, elephants with cannons mounted on top of them. Did the actual Timurids actually use such a thing? Did such a thing ever actually exist? Well, interesting answer to that. I've been doing some reading around this. As best as I can tell, the answer is probably yes, but not particularly often and not particularly effectively, because it never caught on a regular basis. And not just cannons either, there were other things shoved on the top of elephants. According to various accounts of the Battle of Ankara of 1402, the Timurids showed up and they didn't just have cannons tied to the top of their elephants, they also had, you're gonna love this, they also had flamethrower elephants. They had a Greek fire launcher tied to the top of an elephant. Now, this, to my mind, strikes me as somewhat unlikely. Greek fire also being something that, well, okay, fine. Greek fire absolutely definitely existed. It's just we're not quite sure what it was. Science to this day is not sure what the bloody hell Greek fire was exactly. Some people say, oh, it was like gunpowder, and then someone says, no, it's more like quicklime because of the way it reacts with water. We're not quite sure, actually. So, as a result, yes. Some sources say, oh yeah, Timur showed up to that battle and he had like a flamethrower elephant and a cannon elephant. It's like, I think you're making some of this up. It's very likely at some point various attempts were made to tie cannons and whatever onto the top of elephants. That may well have happened. Unfortunately, it doesn't seem to have proved desperately effective. You see, the thing about putting a cannon on top of an elephant, if you think about it, is if you've got the cannon elephant and the other side's just using a regular cannon, then your cannon is sitting on top of a really massive target. Because elephants sort of phased out of warfare when cannons showed up, because cannons could pick off elephants really quite effectively, because they were massive, massive targets. So as a result, yeah, if you had your cannons mounted on elephants and someone just shot your elephant with a cannon, your elephant fell over, quite possibly disabling your cannon at the same time. Then they still had their cannon, and you didn't have yours anymore, and you also didn't have an elephant anymore. So that was interesting. The reason why they had elephants, by the way, is the same reason that the Seleucids had elephants, which is basically they went over to India, killed some Indians, and took some elephants back with them when they came back from there. Now, there's actually significantly better evidence that various Indian empires at various points were good at mounting stuff on top of cannons. For the Timurids, the evidence is a little bit on the inconclusive side. What I actually found a lot more fun, however, when I was doing some reading around this, was how the Timurids dealt with elephants when they went over to India and had to fight them themselves, which is they had two tactics, which are both kind of hilarious, which is one is kind of a bit war pig-ish, which is basically they got a bunch of camels, tied massive bales of hay to them, set the hay on fire, and then just shoved the camels towards the elephants and caused the elephants to freak out. So it's basically just a war pig covered in pitch Mark II, which is kind of funny. The other one is just quite frankly genius, which is he basically crafted giant caltrops, which are those little kind of bundles of metal spikes that can be dropped in order to basically skewer people's feet when they walk on them. He made giant anti-elephant caltrops. How good is that? That's just beautiful. And apparently they worked quite well. So that's just quite frankly amusing. Anyway, that's enough about elephants. I need to get some more generals down over here to this side of the empire. So I've got a whole bunch of them just sitting around in Europe eating all of the pies. So let's find some guys who aren't really contributing much right now, who are decent generals, and send them over in a big boat to the Far East. Right, I've picked 5 generals who are young, loyal, without any massive negative traits, and I've directed them southwards. So they will basically all rendezvous just north of Venice, over here. That'll be fine. I'm also building up a nice massive fleet so big that they will be able to safely travel to the Middle East without any risk of actually being taken down by a random spawn of pirates or whatever. That will be beautiful. Then we will have plenty more generals to control our battles over here. I've also just been quietly pushing down with my forces in Spain into the remaining territory of the Moors over here. They finally put together what looks like, yeah, one final army to attempt to resist, so they may come and attack me momentarily. If they fail, both Marrakesh and, yeah, their final remaining citadel over here both look incredibly vulnerable. In fact, actually, I'm probably better off taking, yeah, all of you, with the exception of you, just marching you over in this direction. Let's just see if we can go and take that right now. Right, generals on the way, fleet in production, and the jihad getting closer to Constantinople. Let's see what these guys' next move is, because I suspect they're probably heading for Baghdad at this point. And I'm going to be honest, we now know where the Timurids are. They're not there. And in come the Moors. I think they will actually, hopefully, hit Constantinople next turn. And in come... Oh. Okay, they're not quite ready to attack yet. That's going to be the last big force those guys can ever train. They're running out of territory. Now, as expected, the Turks have indeed attacked Yerevan. That's fine. I've got reinforcements up north ready to come and take care of that. No, actually. They appear to be bypassing Baghdad to head towards Mosul. Intriguing. Well, that's good. If they want to attack Mosul, they're more than welcome to. Mosul, I can put up a competent, if not spectacular, defense. Alright, Yerevan, I think we've got enough troops just floating around here to go and relieve you. There we go. Naff off, please. Leave my city alone. I'm going to send my spy here up north to see if they can try and find where the bloody hell the Turkish jihad force went. Because I honestly am not sure where it's got itself. I would have expected it to be... Like, it should have got to Constantinople, you know, before the flipping Moorish one. Because the Moorish one has come by foot from over here, I'm pretty sure it spawned in. And then it marched all this way over foot. The Turkish one had to come from over here and still hasn't made it. Possibly they've abandoned the jihad? I'm genuinely not sure. Right, Mosul. Fortress. A fortress in the Middle Eastern style. I have got myself, if not a spectacular force, a good enough one here for the time being. Anything new I want to train here rather than what I've got? No, you know what? That'll do. So one of you can just have improved armor. There you go. And Baghdad, they're just leaving alone for no well-explained reason. That's not even historically accurate. The Timurid Empire genuinely destroyed Baghdad at one point. And in come the Moors. Okay. You guys ready to begin besieging immediately? No, looks like you fell just shy. You guys plan to attack me? Nope, still not. Which is fine, because I've got cannons. So if you guys are just going to vaguely wander around me but not attack, I can basically go and destroy Marrakesh before you actually get over to... Okay, they're going around Mosul. Where are you guys going? Like, this is kind of the inverted bumbling. The Mongols just bumbled around in circles, going backwards and forwards for ages. These guys seem to be going somewhere in particular, and they're not even bothering to take out my cities on the way. So what's the plan here? Oh, just when we thought we got over the plague, by the way, bloody peasant twerped straight back under the effect of plague. Okay, no major problem there, I suppose. Just bad luck, really. As long as we don't move anyone in or out of the city, it shouldn't spread. And we actually now have sight of the Jihad army, because it's pretty darn close by to one of my spies. So, bunch of crossbows, spear militia, whole bunch of catapults, some urban militia who are pretty darn good. Yeah, okay, fine. So, for the most part, it's an okay, if not spectacular force. Can it take over Constantinople? Against Byzantine infantry, I suspect it would lose. I do suspect that force would lose. Now, speaking of which, let's just get you over to here. And then around here, maybe? No, no sign of the Turkish forces. Now, where, my good people, are you trying to get to? Because if you're in a hurry, then I'm a little bit concerned about how all of this might yet go. You head north. We've got Aleppo right there. We've got a backup army right here. We can have, yeah, more troops. Just head over to the backup army. Just provide a bit of extra power there. And then Aleppo, just keep training. Keep training, yeah, Serpentine. Serpentine's pretty darn cool. I think it might be safer for King Thorgils to fall back to Aleppo. And for, yeah, Einstein Svensson, who is competent enough to take up the custodianship of the bridge. That will be absolutely fine, yes. I'm going to keep spies around here, by the way, just to make sure we see if anyone else actually pops up into existence. Now, are the Byzantines going to respond to the Jihad? No, they're just going to stand in its way for the time being. But the Jihad will not be denied. It has simply gone slightly around them. Beautiful. Now, what are you guys planning to do about my invasion, the Moors? Anything? Okay, those guys are backing off. No. Nothing getting in my way. Marvellous. Now, where the cock are you guys going? Yeah, I see you going forward there. Now you're going over here, and now... We may possibly have just witnessed the great bumbling Mark II begin. I'm not quite sure. Also, the Turks have just attacked the Byzantine Empire. I'm not quite sure. Wait, was that why their jihad was cancelled? Because they previously were at peace with them? Possibly? I'm not sure. Oh. I suspect this force here might once have been the jihad force that they've now actually given up on. Gotcha. So this guy's now got himself, yeah, some rams or whatever, but he's got plenty of stuff here. I'm not sure there's enough actual stuff here to stop this being taken. I think Constantinople might be about to fall to, well, not actually the Proto-Ottomans, instead the flipping Moors. That'd be a turn up for the books. You know what? I'm going to provide them with a bit of cover. I'm just going to move my forces down over here to try. There we go. Now this guy can't possibly get over here to stop them. And if they just soften up Constantinople, I might follow it up by actually moving in. That might be an excellent opportunity for me. Now I believe my guys are all here. So, troops and troops and troops. There we go. That is 5 generals ready to begin their journey. May as well kind of keep them in that port for now, given they can barely move. But next turn, they can actually not, just because I will probably forget. You, was that Admiral John? Hang on, was that Admiral John? Oh, that's a good sign. That's an excellent sign. So you guys just naff off over, like over here. It's going to take you a while to get there, to be honest, but I'm sure you'll be fine. Also, I think one of our potentially quite large reinforcing armies just went rogue. We just lost somebody. It was this guy here. I swear that was actually quite a significant force. Now it's been reduced to nothing but 1 set of feudal knights, but I think that was actually quite a significant force that's just gone rogue there. Bloody hell. You see, this is why I need some fairly high loyalty generals to be floating around this area, because I'm a little bit concerned about the number of armies that have gone rogue recently. It's quite high. Right, keep this moving along, because at this point I'm curious how the Moorish Byzantine thing's going to shake out. They haven't sallied forth. That guy can't reinforce because I'm literally blocking him, because I'm sort of unofficially on the side of the Moors here. And oh, they got beaten. Oh, boo. That's a real shame. Sadly, the Moors have not had a good game, to be honest. They have struggled slightly, and oh, hello. Am I about to be attacked from both sides in a bridge battle? Oh, well, this could be of interest. Right, apparently the Moors want one last desperate throw of the dice against me. And they're doing it in a very interesting way, which is, yeah, I defensively drew up on the bridge. They've got one force coming from over the bridge and one force coming up behind me. Right, well, this is going to be interesting. So the force that's coming up front is not that bad. Urban militias are pretty decent, all things considered. Backed up by Arab cavalry, crossbow militia that do punch above their weight. And then behind them, however, a big force of more urban militias. Ooh. I might need to actually fight a bridge defense both sides of the same bridge in the same battle. Well, that's fascinating. But if I could pull this off, however, Marrakesh would be left completely undefended. So, a good decisive victory here would be marvellous. So those guys will be coming from over here. And they've got quite a large army, so it'll take them a while to get in. Right, the bridge doesn't look that long either, and I like this high ground I've got here. That will work very, very nicely indeed, because I can put some cannons right down the middle. Yeah, that's nice. You know, I've got a surprisingly small amount of archers present for me, but go on, I'll give a go to what people have been recommending, which is cannon straight down the middle, so when the ball bounces, it takes out loads of flipping people. I will give that a go. So you guys just fire straight down the middle, and we'll see what happens, shall we? So, prepare to fire. Quickly over to maybe, like, fire faster. Like, seriously, you're not firing fast enough here. You're not firing anywhere near fast enough. Okay. Okay, you're not actually doing your job particularly effectively here. And fire. Okay, you did your job somewhat well there, but not spectacularly. You guys just keep firing, by the way. I want you to keep flipping firing. Keep back on the cannons. Back on the... This hasn't gone quite as well as I was hoping for, to be honest. Right, just fire into them. I don't care if you're firing at your own guys, it's fine. Archer fire coming in as well. You guys can probably be on flamey mode. You guys just, like, firing down over there. In comes all of the flipping archers in the world. I've got these guys. I'm going to shoot my own guys in the back right now, aren't I? Yes, I am. Get back on the cannons, please. Your job is to fire. I know you're going to be shooting your own guys in the back, but it's fine. Alright, I've given you permission, so it's okay. They really don't want to do it. You know what? That's fine. Apparently they just love their fellow man. And no, that was my troops. That was my troops, but it seems to have done the job regardless. Nice. So, we've managed to pretty much clear out that army. The second army is well over there for the time being. Good. Good. This all works for me. Now, send the cavalry in to mop up, like flipping now. Just get down there and just clear up these guys, like, as fast as possible. Also, probably stop firing at this point, because my cavalry should be able to very nicely now just start riding all this down. Lovely. Meanwhile, everyone now, other side of the bridge, please. Other side of the flipping bridge, like, as quick as you like. Everyone should start, in fact, you know, I should probably pause the game at this point. Right, everyone else, just get over here. And just basically, yeah, now at this point, we're going to be defending the far side of the bridge. Now, where's the high ground around here? You know what? That'll flippin' do. So now everyone pile over the bridge, and we'll defend the other side of the bridge from the reinforcing army. And that will all be fine. And with the final bit of cavalry breaking, I think that's the entirety of the main attacking force from the front taken care of, and we've mopped up large parts of it too, with 684 captives. Good. Now, possibly... Oh, I like that amount of dead. The problem is it's going to take a while to move the cannons over the bridge. They might not make it in time. Though, actually, those guys are still... Yeah, you might just make it, because these guys, I think, are walking, not running, which works for me. Cannon number 1's already most of the way there. Cannon number 2 has taken its time, so we might struggle a little bit there. That's all okay. Fine. I assume you're all the cavalry forces. Yes, indeed you are. Right, cavalry forces, get over here. Prepare to basically chase off anything that needs to be chased off. Marvellous. And now that cannon can just basically start firing at will, as can this cannon over here. Because why not, eh? At this point, we may as well, yeah, at the moment anything comes to range, you guys will probably have a shot sooner or later. Right, just start firing, to be honest. In fact, okay, I don't feel like you Feudal Knights should actually be there. I feel like you should be, like, somewhere more like back here. That's probably more appropriate, yes. Now, bear in mind, they've actually got trebuchets and catapults times quite a few as well, so they can lay down a lot of fire on us. Gotta be a bit careful of that. Actually, I'm going to direct my cannons to try and take out, yeah, catapults and trebuchets. if at all possible. So I'll be focusing over there. Meanwhile, my own crossbows are starting to get some good shots in on these lads. Can hopefully start them breaking. So we got ourselves crossbow militia up front. Well, those guys are going to have almost no defense, so they'll start... Oh, yeah. They're already starting to fall apart. They're not going to like that one little bit. So they'll break before they actually get across the bridge. Now, yeah, what I need is to start smashing apart these trebuchets. So if you guys... Because the trebuchets are starting to fire on me. Luckily, they're using the flaming ammunition, so their accuracy is going to be low. Unfortunately, I think they're targeting my general. So I'm going to pull him back a little bit because I don't want him taken out by a stray shot from a trebuchet. Just in case. There's now a lot of fire coming down. Quite literally. My archers are going to do a good job tearing apart these guys. Like, look at that. Those units just falling apart. They're totally collapsing at this point. So, yeah. This main force can't exactly do much. But the trebuchets could do really bad, annoying damage to me. I'd like to get my cavalry over there to deal with it, but oh, look at that. Look at all that flipping damage. Why are my cannons not taking them out? Probably because cannons are ludicrously inaccurate. Okay, look on the bright side. What's going on right now is most shots are missing, and they haven't hit my front line. So my front line can stand, and that means the urban militia is just being torn apart by all of the archers, the crossbowmen, and all of the rest of it. So all of this is falling apart. There's no way they're actually breaking my front line. In come more flipping arrows. The next rank of urban militia are steady for the time being. That's not going to flipping last. Once they start losing, like, you know, 10 men in a couple of seconds, they are going to be badly shaken very quickly. I don't care if you're heavily armoured and carrying shields. Does not matter in the slightest. Too much firepower coming on you. In come more flipping trebuchet shots. Oh dear. Yeah, as soon as this lot all breaks, I'm going to countercharge with my cavalry in order to... How did you get over there? I think you actually were trying to flee through my units, then got yourself stuck, then decided to fight to the death. Marvellous. Okay. You know what? I want to kind of speed this up a bit here. So I'm just going to send in my cavalry now, just for the sake of seeing if I can trigger a mass rout. Because you guys getting over here. Anyone who can, flaming ammunition, please. I want a mass rout as early as flipping possible. So if we can just get a nice flipping mass rout going on. That's 3 units. 4, 5. Come on, we're almost at the snowballing. I think that should be good enough. Though the bodyguard will stand and fight longer than the rest of them. In comes the flaming ammunition. That should be enough to trigger it. And that's pretty much a lot with the exception of the general's bodyguard. I'm pretty sure the general just went down. And with that, that's going to be your lot. Yeah, that's bound to be a lot. Fine, so all cav forces proceed to charge over the bridge, please. I want you back over the bridge. Start running these bastards down. We have defended both sides of the bridge, but now we need to... Ooh, some of them are starting to rally. That's annoying. I kind of want to take out the trebuchets. I'm going to see if I can just get in there and just take out some of the catapults. I mean, I've got good quality, solid feudal knights coming in. Alright, they can fight one-on-one if need be. In fact, actually, I think they're abandoning it. Yeah, I think they've given up. They're now falling back. Good. Good. That works for me. And I'm just going to prioritise taking out all of the catapults and trebuchets, so I don't need to deal with them later. Though actually, if I can now clear out the urban militias too, that would be welcome, because they might be able to flee back to the city otherwise. So everyone just get on top of all of this. You guys get on top of here, I suppose, as you're not doing anything else. Yep. Pretty happy with how that has gone. Lovely. And just continue mopping up. Almost 1,500 prisoners. Yeah, sorry, you're not getting those guys back. Oh, beautiful. Only 156 men lost. That's a good result. Blimey, 10,000 ransom value. Short of capturing a faction leader, you don't get much better than that. But sorry, you're all being executed. Because I want Marrakesh. Because I want you bastards down. And the Timurid bumbling has once again ended. They're heading towards... I don't know. Possibly Edessa? What have they got in mind? I mean, often the hordes do gravitate towards Antioch. They like having Antioch for their own. But yeah, this is... I don't like this. This is unnerving. They're actually moving with purpose quite quickly. Or I don't like this one little bit. Also, the Pope just called a crusade to Marrakesh on his own initiative. I know no one else asked him, because I'm literally the only faction going. So... you know what? I think we can actually pull that off. I think actually I'm going to join the crusade. And then I'm going to somehow make it to Marrakesh. And I think somehow we might be able to... Oh, look, I won the Crusades. Well, that was a short crusade, yes. I think we'll just exterminate this city and then vaguely Christianise it. Yay! So that's the crusade done. Successful crusade. Everyone gets experience and resistance is futile and diddly diddly dee. And also this guy's now just got Templar knights and other knights coming out of the wazoo. Which is actually probably not good because I think he was actually a... Yeah, I think he used to be a dreadful guy. Now he's slightly chivalrous. Great. And would you believe as a result the Pope flipping loves me? Because I very efficiently took care of that there, Crusade. Now you guys get over here, and actually I'm a little bit concerned because that looks a little bit more populated than I was expecting. Right, you decided to build all the catapults and cannons in the world. Well, that's going to be an interesting siege, yes. Well, as the Turks are apparently no fun and have no interest in actually assaulting Constantinople, I guess my use for them has ended. So we may as well send this force over to Trebizond and actually start that to say, oh, just a castle. Ooh, just a castle. Well, that's of interest, isn't it? Yes, I think we might have a good big final showdown against the Turks there. They've actually got a decent little force to defend with, so that's fun. But I would say, ladies and gentlemen, that is enough for now. Next time, we will finish off the Turks in what could be quite a big fun little castle battle. I suspect I might just have Constantinople for my own, because why the bloody hell not, eh? And most importantly of all, we shall see where the great anti-bumblers themselves are going. Because they can't quite make it to the bridge yet. Are they going for Edessa? Are they going for the bridge? Are they going for Aleppo? I don't know, but I'll tell you who's relieved. Thorkel is relieved. Thorkel's bloody relieved because they just walked straight past him and don't seem to have much interest whatsoever. So we'll see where the actual Timurids are going because they seem to be interested in going somewhere. We're just not quite sure where. We will hopefully find out next time, ladies and gentlemen. But in the meantime, I've been John. This has been Many a True Nerd. This has been Medieval 2 Total War. Thank you very much and goodbye.
We've all learnt a valuable lesson here. When people have the zombie plague, don't allow them into confined spaces with you. We should just actually, like, use cannons. Do we have cannons? Use the cannons. Oh, they've got a big hammer. That's what the noise is. And a pirate's just rammed them. Okay, I think we're in a traffic jam on the sea.